Young Democratic hopefuls are fighting back against Donald Trump and against members even of their own party. Elijah Manley, one of them, U.S. House candidate for Florida's District 20.
Hey, y'all. It's Elijah Manley, candidate for Congress in Florida's 20th Congressional District. We need to talk about the dangerous dismantling of our government led by Donald Trump and his billionaire buddy, Elon Musk. We need to stand up, we need to fight back, and we need to stop this administration. For generations, we fought for freedom because America made a promise. Work hard and you'll get ahead. But for too many, that promise was broken. In South Florida, we know people who make big promises. But when the time comes to fight for us, they are nowhere to be found.
Manley is taking on an incumbent in one of Florida's bluest districts, Democrat Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick. He's 26 years old, has never held an elected office, and that is not stopping him, and neither are his odds of winning. Last election year, 96% of House incumbents won re-election. Manley's among a number of young Democrats hoping to change that. Can they reshape the party from within? There is a growing movement for change within the Democratic Party, and the cry is also coming from Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. This at a fundraiser in New Hampshire Sunday.
Never before in my life have I called for mass protests, for mobilization, for disruption, but I am now. These Republicans cannot know a moment of peace.
Joining us now, Elijah Manley, U.S. House candidate again for Florida's 20th District. 26 years old, you've never held a public office. Why now? What prompted you to run?
Well, thank you, Marni, for having me, first of all. I'm a substitute teacher, a 26-year-old activist and organizer from South Florida. I'm running for Congress because I'm really scared of where the direction our country is heading in. We have an out-of-control regime in Washington that seeks to divide the American people, that are taking us away from our allies, and that is out of control. And we need new blood and new leadership. I watched as the Democratic Party had no strategy going into the new year, into this second Trump presidency. We had no strategy. We had no leadership on how to fight back against Donald Trump. I told myself, I'm not going to sit on the sidelines and do nothing about it. I'm going to fight back. And I'm running against a congresswoman who took nearly $6 million, allegedly, and COVID overpayments from the state of Florida. We don't need that type of corruption in our party. If we're going to fight back against the corruption in Washington from the GOP, we need to be willing to stand up against it in our own party as well.
So you're ready for the fight, and you've got one ahead. 96% of incumbents, as I mentioned, in the House won their race for re-election. What's your response to that? And more importantly, what is your strategy?
Well, the strategy here is to show the people in Florida's 20th Congressional District where we've been wrong. And we have a congresswoman right now who took over $6 million in a COVID overpayment. That's corruption, plain and simple. And when I think people hear about that, they're going to want to look for something new. But we also need to fight back. This can't just be about my opponent. This is about healthcare. This is about the high cost of healthcare, inflation that is out of control, a housing crisis where people all across this country and right here in Florida's 20th District can't afford to live here. The people who work, the people who mop our floors, serve us our food, they can't even afford to live in the communities that they serve. That has to change. And I think people are ready for that change.
I mentioned Governor J.B. Pritzker is calling on people to protest and to stand up. We've also heard from Senator Elissa Slotkin of Michigan. She says it's time for Democrats to ditch the weak and woke reputation. Do you agree with her statement? And do you sense a divide in the party that you can help build a bridge to?
I think the American people are, like Senator Sanders said, the American people are not dumb. The American people understand what the term oligarchy means. But I don't even think there's a true divide here. I think what's important is we talk about what the vast majority of Americans believe, that we have a government where the billionaires like Elon Musk and others control the government. We have a government where these individuals are controlling our immigration system, they're controlling the cost of goods. And we need to talk about those working class issues. But I don't think we have to throw any community under the bus to do that. We can walk and chew gum at the same time.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.